How's it going, everybody? My name is Emma Jane Leeson, and I'm the girl who tells stories about Johnny Magory. And today I'm going to read one of my books to you, which is called Johnny Magory and the Wild Water Race. So this was the third book that I ever did in the Johnny Magory series, and it's all about our Irish canals and I suppose the wildlife and the heritage and history around the canals that go all across Ireland. So I really hope you enjoy it. I'll tell you a story about Johnny Magory, his sister Lily May, and her trusty dog Ruairi. These clever two are 3 and 7 years old. They're usually good, but they're sometimes bold. Now, on most summer evenings, the family take a walk down by the old canal where they sing and talk. The midgies are out in force, taking bites from everyone, but nobody really minds because they're having so much fun. They see their grandad Paddy making flower pots for his boat. Johnny and Lily May run over and snuggle into his old coat. Sure, look at Paddy says, will you join me on the cruise? There's a problem with a lockgate and we've no time to lose. Johnny loves his granddad's barge where he can wander and roam. He's got a kitchen, a bathroom and 2 bedrooms in his floating home. Now Mammy puts on the life jacket as Paddy cranks the engine to life. The kids love their orange life vests with the white reflective stripes. The canals were made years ago for barges, Paddy shouts, for a path through Ireland so merchants could get about. Their faithful horses would pull the barges full of cargo along, and the men would laugh and talk and sing a boatman's song. Now Johnny loves listening to Paddy as he stands and helps him steer, and he learns more about Ireland's canals each and every year. But then Johnny spots Mr Otter waving like mad from the bank, and he somersaults into the water from a diving plank. We're going to have a race. Will you and Rory join in? You're right, she says, Johnny. We might even win. Ahoy there, Paddy shouts as they approach the broken lock, and he ties up cool as the barge onto the black wooden block. Now Mammy and Lily May pick blackberries as the men start fixing the gate. But Daddy warns Johnny and Rory, don't go wandering and come back late. I promise I'll be back on time, Johnny says to his smiling dad. He never means to get in trouble or to make his parents mad. Mr Otter leads them down the steep bank to a special place, to a stream that runs under the canal to have a water race. Now the duck family are there with Heron and lots of frogs. And Dusty, the old barge horse, shows them a raft made out of logs. Dusty takes the thick rope. He's one of the mighty Irish team. He's going to pull Johnny and Rory down the shallow stream. And Mr Otter has a fine boat made of moss and twigs and rope. And the duck's boat's made of lily pads, and it's the fastest. Well, they hope. So Heron is at the starting line getting them ready to begin. And Miss Swan is at the finish line to see who will win. So Heron flaps his wings. On your marks, get set, go! And the race begins with everybody lined up in a row. Now Mrs Pike joins in too, so the stream is pretty tight. But steady Dusty pulls them along, a job he's done all his life. Then Mr Otter's boat gets tangled in the thick bull rush. And the ducks are so busy quacking, they sail into a bush. And Mr Trout and Mrs Pike, they swim so fast they're nearly there. But then they see a swarm of flies and start feasting elsewhere. But faithful Dusty keeps on going one slow step at a time. Johnny shouts, hooray, as they cross the finish line. Mrs Swan says, you're the winners, there's no shadow of a doubt. When Johnny rubs his horse's ears and laughs, we're happy out. Rory hears Mammy shouting, so they have to make a run back up to the canal to tell Lily May about the fun. Now Mammy is fierce angry when they appear from up the slope. You put the heart crossways on me, she says, untying the rope. I'm really sorry, says Johnny. I didn't mean to be late. Ah, sure, don't worry, says Paddy. We're just finished fixing the gate. So everyone gets back on the barge and Johnny sits beside Lily May. And as Mammy gets some berries and ice cream, he tells her about his day. Lily May hears all about the race and all his exciting friends. He fills her in on Dusty, Heron, Miss Swan, and how it ends. Lily May can't wait until she's old enough to go too. Oh, I'm dying to join Johnny and Rory on the adventures they do. Wisht Makusha, Mommy says to her small daughter. You'll have many more years to enjoy life on the water. So when they get home, they brush their teeth and climb into their beds. And dreams of Ireland's magical waterways fill their tired heads. Johnny can't help wondering what his next adventure will be. But he promises Lily May, I'll bring you along with me. The end. I really hope you enjoyed the story, all about our canals. And as with most of the Johnny Magory books, there's lots and lots of different wildlife that appear in this book that will be common around our Irish canals. So the first one to go through here is the heron, or the corareish. I love the heron. They're kind of like a grey flamingo. And then we have here the big pike, which is a big fish. They can grow huge and they live in our canals and in our lakes. And then here we have the beautiful Madra Ishka, or the otter, which is such a lovely animal. And then down here we have the duck. And then, if you can remember the characters' names here of the dog and the horse, I'll be super impressed. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And you can visit the Johnny Magory website at johnnymagory.com or download our free app, Johnny Magory World. And there we have a full wildlife directory, and there's loads of other games and stuff for you to do as well. But you can bring the book to life through augmented reality on our app. But you can also click on all of these different animals and learn loads about them, do a fun quiz, and even get them and drop them into the real world beside you through augmented reality. So I really hope you enjoyed listening to Johnny Magory and the Wild Water Race. Slán!